Cancerians, hope that you're doing well. I'm so sorry for the delayed read. I wanted to get it out for you last night, but had an issue with my camera. Had to do a bunch of downloading of upgraded software, blah, blah, blah. But nonetheless, I left the cards out as I was doing it because I figured, right, that's what came up, so that's the way I wanted to leave it. And that's what I did until I got the camera working. Now that I've got it working, let's get into your read for you. Please note general messages. They won't resonate for everyone, so just take what does, leave the rest, and if none of it resonates, it's okay. It just means it's not your message this time. And go ahead and, of course, now my dog's got to go drink water and glug and be loud. Because why would anything work? Okay, Paisley, come on. She just glugged a whole bunch before I started, but it's like, oh, the attention's not on me. Anyways, the first card that I got for you guys in terms of love is the Five of Pentacles. So this one was showing up in your energy, all right? The Five of Pentacles speaks to feeling left out, or I'm kind of getting a sense from when I look at these other cards around it that maybe you have your eye on somebody, but you haven't said to them how you feel. It's possible you could be dealing with a Pisces because you've got the High Priestess as well as the Hanged Man. Maybe you're just sitting back right now because you're dealing with some family stuff that you're healing. Although some of you could have some abandonment issues, and because of that, you might be quite closed off and afraid to step out of your comfort zone and tell somebody how you feel about them. Okay? For others of you, it's like maybe there was an unexpected change or turmoil in a connection. For some of you, it could herald the end because you might be at that point where things have just been very much a hard time, right? Like maybe you've been experiencing hard times and struggles, and maybe there's been sickness, okay? Maybe there was a financial or a job loss or health issues that were causing stress between the couples or connections. And even if it's not with the person that you're dealing with, it could be somebody around you, right? Maybe they have some family issues that they're trying to deal with in terms of, loss or whatever else be the case. It could indicate a separation or a divorce, or that maybe you had to leave the house, or perhaps you turned your partner out and said, look, you need to go. There could be a scandal involved of some sort. Maybe the financial strain and practicalities of being a single parent. Maybe this doesn't even have anything to do with being in a connection. Or maybe this is even just saying that, there's a sense of loneliness here. And I say that because this High Priestess is how they are showing up. So this person is coming out or across as very unattainable. But again, they may not know how you feel about them. Okay? But for some of you, you may have a habit of going after emotionally unavailable people, or people who are non-committal, or people who will reject you. And the reason why is because it's like there's some cycle that's repeating here that needs to be looked at for some of you. Hence this healing family issues. It's like you continue to choose people. It's almost on a subconscious level, especially with this High Priestess. It's on a subconscious level that you just know that they're going to hurt you. This needs to be looked at because your advice is to stop repeating the patterns. Stop going for these types of individuals who are not going to love you back in return. Okay, there may be a little bit of a trauma bond there, so you may want to look that up. And also what you don't see is the Hanged Man in reverse. So this is about jumping from one bad situation into another. And of course, because the advice is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it's saying don't rush into these relationships. Don't rush into these connections immediately, because it's almost like you're addicted in a sense, or maybe you love that challenge of somebody who is unattainable, and you think, oh, the more I do, they'll change. The more I go after them, they'll come after me. Or maybe if you ignore them, maybe they'll try harder, as opposed to communicating how you truly feel about them or the situation. Let's get a few more cards to clarify. What is the Five of Pentacles, please, for Cancerians? Five of Pentacles. Ten of Gabriel, there you go. Ask for helpful people to lighten your load, working too many hours or trying too hard to please others. There it is. There it is. So it's like you're pushing yourself to absolute extremes to try and get the attention of somebody who isn't showing up for you in the way that you want them to. And I think that this is rooted in a family thing. Maybe you had inconsistent parenting, and because of that, you know, or maybe they would only love you if you'd go out of your way for them. Like, you know, you'd constantly try to please them by getting good grades or trying to cheer them up when they were down. It was just like, it's like you confused love with validation. Okay? Tell me about this High Priestess energy. Yeah, see, look at this. It even says seek out other possibilities. Like, this person, this speaks of apathy. So it's almost like you love this challenge. And here's that Knight of Swords. You love this challenge of trying to get something or someone who just isn't available or who doesn't show up for you. And that's really unfortunate, because then you continue to get yourself abandoned. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think you see it, because it says, you know, what is it that Cancerians don't see? So let's get a clarification for the Hanged Man, please. And it could end up in nasty rows. Right. Insights that come from quiet meditation. And this wanted to come up in reverse. You haven't stopped to look at this pattern that's been evolving for you. You haven't stopped to look at it, but yet I get this feeling like you keep wondering why. Why am I not finding the person for me? Why am I not finding, you know, someone who's going to put in the effort for me, who's going to love me the way that I go after them? I think that that might be a situation that you need to look at. There it is. It's asking you spiritual growth and insight. Your advice is to do this meditation. Sit back and look at how and the type of people that you're attracted to. How do you get attracted to them? And can you see that maybe it is just an addiction, like a mental addiction? It gets you going. And that's the thing, maybe you get very bored if you don't have that challenge, okay? But regardless, nonetheless, there's something here about taking a look at it and dealing with it head on, being brave and courageous so that you can stop the cycle. And I feel like the reason why this is coming up is because you've been wondering, why don't I find this person? Or it could just be that the more you keep going in this pattern, the more damage you're technically doing to yourself. Hence this 10 and this other completion card. It's like Spirit's saying, you know, we don't want to see you get hurt anymore. And this is now the time to look at the situation. So you have the Nine of Pentacles coming up to clarify the healing family issues. And I think the good thing is taking that step back with this Four of Michael, or would be Four of Swords, and really analyzing, or maybe even getting some help. It doesn't hurt to get some therapy or to speak to a counselor or psychologist, somebody to help you just work through whatever patterns that you've created, that you are stuck in this negative cycle of repeating. And the only reason why is because Spirit doesn't want you to be breaking down, because it could get to the point, because here's the possible outcome if this isn't dealt with. You could get really nasty. I'm just saying, like, or you could really end up attracting a really nasty person who would really hurt you and say a lot worse and do a lot worse to you because of this cycle. Do you see what I mean? Like, Spirit really wants you to take a good look at the types of people you're attracting. The Emperor, controlling, there you go. But they also want you to take charge of this situation, okay? And they want you to know that you can do it, and there's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing to be afraid of. And maybe that's it. Maybe you just didn't even have an awareness, but now you have an awareness that you can take care of yourself. You can do better in terms of this cycle so that it doesn't continue, because you don't deserve this, Cancerians. And the thing is you don't even know why it's happening, and it wasn't even your fault. It had nothing to even do with you, but yet it's something that you learned. It's like you learned to, like, maybe someone growing up made you feel as though you weren't good enough, and because of it you have that core belief and you recreate the situation by going for people that are unavailable, because then it reinforces that belief, right? So it's very interesting when we go in and we pick apart that root, the root cause of why we continue to do the things that we do. But nonetheless, you are so loved. Yes, we all have to go through this. We all have work we got to do. It's just up to us about whether or not we're going to be courageous enough to face it, right? And it's hard. It's not easy, but that's why you're the Emperor. Dearest you, even though life seems to be moving full steam ahead, it's time to rest. Allow ideas to flow through you and take root in your heart before they reach your mind. Honor this process by becoming empty to allow for inspiration and the magic of dreaming. You might feel lazy or unproductive, but we know better. Just as sleep is a way to recharge before renewal, so are you in a time for dreaming. In this powerful process of co-creation, your soul merges with spirit in a profound way, so you can receive your music directly from source and play your part in the symphony of life. You're being invited to bear witness to the great creation and tune into what others can't hear. We have so many dreams to share with you in the sacred and the invisible. Don't worry, we'll wake you when it's time to return with a new dream. No need to set an alarm clock. Loving you always. This is basically talking about this need for the insights that come from quiet meditation and even the time for more sleep. Seek some relief from stress, whatever be the case, to get yourself back to a stable position, stability and efficiency, okay? So that you'll be able to take on whatever it is that you need to take on here. And I feel like it's a new belief system, and it's all good. No matter what, you will come out on top and you will win, okay? All right, Cancerians, love you so much and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you soon. Bye.